Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Boy, do I have an exciting episode lined up for you today, and it has to do with healthcare, not with the garden back here that I'm working on early this morning, but it has to do with healthcare. Now, I know we just did an episode on healthcare, but we focused in that episode on hospitalization and insurance. What should you do if you were an expat coming over here into the Philippines? What are some of the options that you have? Today, we're going to focus on the other end of the spectrum when it has to do with healthcare, and it has to do with dental work. There are a lot of people that have questions about dental work over here, and I think today some of those questions might be answered. I scored a big find here, right here in Lipa City. So I have a very interesting episode for today that I hope you find interesting as well. So let's go ahead and get today's episode started. Now, without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Now I'm back here inside the raised bed garden, and I'm actually doing some propagation. I'm doing some propagation of some of our vegetables inside the garden. This is a plant called kangkong. I hope I pronounced that right. If not, I'm sure I'll be corrected somewhere in the comment section, or Ness will actually let me know, oh, you said that wrong. But kangkong is something that's used in sinigang. These are those leafy things that you find inside there, and they're very easy to propagate. You just take it, you'll cut a section off of one of the other the plants, and all you got to do is just put it down inside the ground, and it will create some new plants inside there. Very easy. Well, today's episode, it has nothing to do with planting in the backyard. Today has something to do with a very important topic that's near and dear to those who are either retirees over here inside the Philippines, you're expat retirees, or you're a Filipino yourself, and you're looking for a specific service that you need. And today has to do with dentistry here in the Philippines. Let's go over in the pavilion. We'll talk briefly about today's topic, and then I have some really exciting video that we're hopefully going to be able to do today, and I'll explain that when we get over to the pavilion. Well, let me get my hands a little bit cleaned up after working over there in the garden, and let's go ahead and jump right into the topic at hand. Now, let me start off today's episode by apologizing for any noise you might hear in the background, because right across the street from us, if you've been following our home build series with our Canadian neighbors build, they are in full force today. So you're probably going to hear jackhammer, you'll probably hear the sander that you can hear going on right now. They're doing the finishing on the outside of the house. Anyway, that aside, today's episode is going to be primarily focused on dental care in the Philippines and our experience with dental care. Let me do a brief background history of our experience with dental, and then we'll move on to some really exciting information that I feel I must pass on with you today. Now, when we first arrived inside the Philippines, and the first couple of years that we were here, we were doing travel back and forth from the Philippines back to the United States. And while we were back in the United States, we were taking advantage of our health insurance by visiting our local doctors for checkups, doing our dental visits. We had insurance for both of those in the US. We still do, as a matter of fact. But those first couple of years changed when the pandemic hit here inside the Philippines, and over the past couple of years, we have been here for the last two and a half years. We have not left the Philippines. Of course, this is our home. We are permanent residents here. So we needed to find some type of alternative to be able to shift over from our different types of healthcare in the US to our healthcare in the Philippines. Of course, we spoke about this already in a previous episode. We talked about our hospitalization, our doctor health insurance coverage, and we have to feel health here inside the Philippines. But today is about dental work. Now, I have something really exciting that I want to share with you today, and it has to do with the quality of dental work here inside the Philippines. Now, let's cut to the chase. Just recently, I had a tooth that broke. It was a molar. One of the molars in the back of my mouth had broke, and I needed pretty much what I considered emergency dental care. Well, what I did was I started searching, looking for places to get dental care, because I've had some experiences here in Lipa, and some of the dental clinics, some of the dental facilities here are a little bit outdated, especially in the Lipa proper, Lipa metro area. Now, with the pandemic keeping us in place here in the Philippines for quite a long period of time, it became obvious we really needed to find a good healthcare professional in the dental area. so that we could have our dental needs taken care of. And I was so lucky, and I'm going to give you a little short story, as short as I possibly can say myself, because you know sometimes my stories become a little lengthy. So I'm going to give you just a short story. I had a tooth that broke. I did some research, and I had determined that I needed to travel all the way up to Manila to get some dental care done, because some of the websites, some of the Facebook sites that advertise some of the services up there were a little stronger than any type of advertisements for anything in our local community here. Even though I asked around where are good places to go to, and what my expectations were, the type of a dental clinic that I wanted to go to, somebody had modern technology, had the modern ways of examining your teeth, the different types of x-ray machines inside there that would reveal things that normal examination without x-rays, or even with simple x-rays, would allow for. Well, after finding out some information about some really good clinics up in the Manila area, I got a referral from somebody up in Manila to speak with somebody down here in the Lipa area. And I got to thinking to myself, is there somebody actually here in Lipa that has all this new technology? Because again, one would normally think you're inside the Philippines, and this is what we've been trained to think, that maybe there are a lack of new technology services here. Well, to my surprise, I ended up going to a dental practice here in Lipa proper, very close to Robinson Mall, very close to Robinson. And what I'll do today, I will try to get a drone overview so you can see the actual location of this dental clinic that I went to today. It came highly recommended. I went inside and I spoke with the dentist. After I spoke with the dentist, then I found out both the dentist himself and his wife were co-practicing dentists inside this facility. And they both have their own specialties inside there, which was very nice. One can handle the complexities of things like root canals and things associated with that specific type of dentistry practice. And the other one is geared more towards general dentistry as well as dental surgery. And we're going to talk a little bit more about this later on in today's episode. Now, I only went to this dental clinic to actually get some dental x-rays done, some specific dental x-rays that I could possibly carry with me to someplace up in Manila, which I thought was maybe the only place that I could get the quality dental care that I was desiring and expecting. But when I went to the specific dental clinic here in Lipa, just from going through the front door, the facility, the reception that I got when I arrived there, the dentist himself actually gave me a tour of his entire facility inside there, all the exam rooms. He showed me a lot of information. He showed me basically a portfolio of his dental work that he's done with previous patients inside there. He's very proud. He's very proud of his practice and his quality work that he has done in the past. Then I was really surprised at some of the equipment, some of the machines that he had inside his dental clinic as well. It was above and beyond what I ever expected to find, especially in a area outside the Metro Manila area down here in Batangas. So what we're going to do today, we are going to take a trip. This is exciting. We're going to take a trip. I asked if it would be okay if Ness and I actually go back and visit the clinic, and we're going to go back and visit the clinic, and we're going to speak with both the dentist that worked on me. He did all my dental work that I needed to have done inside there, and I'll talk a little bit about what my needs were and what services were provided for me in just a moment. But we're going to go there. We're going to visit his practice, he and his wife's practice, as a matter of fact. And I shouldn't say his practice, because his wife is the CEO, and she is the one that actually does the specialty work inside there that has to do with root canals and special dentistry procedures that are outside the scope of a normal general dentistry type of a professional. So anyway, I see it's approaching time, so I have to go back inside. I got to change some clothes, and then we'll head on down, and we'll have an opportunity to really experience what it's like to go in what I consider the #1 dental clinic here in Batangas. All right next to South Supermarket right here is the MIV building. The MIV building is the one where the Villalobos Dental Center actually is. This is where their office is. Now, the building itself, it actually belongs to Mark and his wife. The first floor is just a, it's like a Panda Mart store. Then the second floor is actually the dental clinic itself. That's where all the dental work is done. Then the third floor, all the way to the top, that's where they live. That's where their resident is. And it's marked as the MIV building for Mark Villalobos. And if you look at this on Google Maps, you'll see that it was right next to the main street here, which is President Laurel Highway, or I think they also call it Ayala Highway. Right down the street from, to the left where I just pointed, which was Robinson Lipa, and to the right there is where SM Lipa is. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and go up to the second floor, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the Villalobos Dental Center. Now there's a small waiting room on the outside over here, and the main doors that go inside Villalobos Dental Center right here. And this is the waiting area. They have a television set up out here. This is the receptionist inside. And then you'll go inside, and this whole area, they have a private conference center, and the rest of the facility is in this area. All right, from what I understand, Dr. Villalobos has one of his patients inside the conference room inside here. Oh, here she is, along with, oh, Nessa's here too. Anyway, we're going to ask her a couple of questions about her care that she's had under Dr. Villalobos. So hold on a second. I'm going to try to hook her up to the microphone, and then we'll do a quick interview. Okay, Dr. Mark, he told me that you're a very special person because you have an association with him more than just as a someone who is a patient here at the center here. You're also a Rotarian, from what I understand.
Yes, actually we met, I first met Dr. Well, I knew him way before he knew me. Because since I was also in, I'm also a Sun Life advisor. So he's been pretty popular because he has taken care of all the dentists when he was a Philippine Dental Association president.
Oh.
So they took, like, he's the one who started, I believe, the group insurance for Philippine Dental. So I knew him way before he knew me. We met. So we met with the Toastmasters, and from then on it started a good friendship, and I became his patient.
Well, this is what people want to know. And I know what my experience has been with Doc Mark. I've had wonderful experience, and I'm going to talk a little bit later on about the procedures that I had. But what are some of the work that you've had done here with Doc Mark? Oh, you got beautiful. All your teeth are beautiful.
Yeah, since when we first met over at Toastmasters, he mentioned to me that I've actually wanted to have my dental needs done. And what he did was, I had implants.
Oh, you have implants? Oh.
So he did a very well. I mean, I'm talking about trust. I just trusted him all the way. He pulled out like really my bad teeth for like 6, all at once.
Oh my goodness.
Can you believe that? All at once.
All
and
at
I
once.
said like, he said like, can you take the pressure? I said like, okay, it's just one touch step and just let's do it.
Yeah.
So I really trusted him with all my might, and it was just like walk in the park.
So you had all those teeth done in one procedure. You had
in one procedure 6, and then we waited, and it was incredible. I mean, you know, I would say that it comes to the trust and the relationship that you're just going to be. I know that I was gonna be okay. So. And with the relationship that we have built, that you're just going to just follow whatever he says, right?
Yeah.
So, and with the implant and everything, it takes a long time of healing. And I just am the type of person that just wait until it's like, okay, come on, it's time for you to have a checkup. Come on, it's time for you to have the trial. And it was just like, you know, a good relationship, and I he's just a wonderful person.
It's like with a doctor with bedside manner, right?
Yeah.
If you have, yeah, that's a bonus when you have one that is so capable of taking care of all your needs, but also is friendly.
And
and encouraging to you to get all these things done in an appropriate time
and
frame.
he treats you like family, and you know, that's why I said to him, I said, what it is that I've done for you, that you just treat me so well, that he's so kind. And I was like mistaken, you know why? Because he does that to everyone.
That's right.
He's so nice to everyone.
Everyone, yeah.
Not just me, but everybody.
And you know what a lot of people don't know, and they're going to find out right now. Doc Mark, he's a Rotarian. He's a past president of one of the Rotary associations here.
Oh wow! He used to be he's a past president of, I think, Rotary Club of Mataas na Kahoy, and he's done a wonderful job as well.
Right.
And I'm also a Rotarian, so you can pretty much tell that he's really giving service above himself.
Service before self.
And he does a lot of volunteer work,
Yeah.
and it's just amazing.
But I don't know. Did you see up over on the board up there?
Know,
You see what that says?
I know,
you
right?
see what that says?
Well, I asked him about that.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine saying one day,
know, he's in
do you know who my dentist is?
I don't know. Maybe.
You never know.
It won't hurt.
You never know.
We need people who are very service oriented, and we need people, you know, whatever folks.
Well,
I don't think he needs to be in the politics to do such a wonderful service, because he's already doing that.
Yeah. Well, he would. I think that Mark will be successful in anything that he does, any endeavor that he tries to approach, whether it be that up there, but I hope he stays in this business, because I want him to be my dentist for many, many years to come. I've been looking for such a long time. You know, my wife Ness and I, we've lived here for 5 years now.
Yeah.
And I've been looking for very up-to-date modern technology with dental services and stuff like that. And it's one-stop shopping right here between him and his wife, Alicia.
Yeah, Doc Alice. You know, that I think that's a wonderful thing here, is that you got the best of both worlds.
That's right.
In one sitting, because you know they collaborate each other.
That's right.
And they work as a team. I mean, how could you beat that? You have like a dental work done, but they're like two wonderful brains.
That's right. And
they're taking after your needs. I think, where can you get that?
They're both wonderful people, and it's like you said, it's like one-stop shopping right here. Yeah. Well, thanks for giving the information today, because it's like it's always good to have experience, people who have experience with certain things, and share that experience with others. Well, anyway, thank you, and thank you for being a Rotarian and taking your time out.
Rotary Club.
That's right. Thank you very much. All right, well, let's go ahead. We're just going to do a quick tour. This is actually the dental clinic they have here. This is where they do all the sterilizing, and they have all the materials and the molds and everything that they do. And then each one of the office space that they have inside here is where they actually do the procedures. and that's Doc Mark's wife over there. She is actually, if you see, she is the CEO of the company. She's the one that actually does things like root canals. She has specialties, and hopefully I can get a chance to speak with her in just a minute. And this is one of the assistants that works inside here as well. Are you? Michael. And actually, you helped me with when we were doing the X-rays and everything inside there. The machine about the X-rays. What is the type of machine that is? What's the technical name for the machine?
We call that CBCT.
Look, can we go down and take a look? Yeah, we'll take a look at it. Now, this is like ultra-modern space technology that you see right here. This is actually what they did for me. And this is what's called CBCT. This is CBCT tomography. Basically, CBCT is cone beam computed tomography. And the reason I know that is because it's listed up. I have to cheat a little bit. This is way beyond my skill set of what I know, but I do know from the results that I saw from this scanning device right here is they're able to do imaging, a 360-degree imaging. It's almost like an MRI if you've ever been to a hospital, and they can also do things where they can slice every single layer of your bone and your gum around your tooth, And what that provides is a better way for the dentist to actually determine whatever your treatment is going to require, because he can see if you have enough tooth for something like what I had to do, like for a crown, or whether you're going to need a root canal, or whether it's not even something that a crown can do. Maybe you have to have an implant or something like that. And this device right here, which you're probably not going to find in your standard dental clinic here in Lipa and some of the smaller areas around here, but this is like high-tech stuff right here. So this is one big plus for Dr. Marks and his wife's practice here at Villalobos Dental Center.
Come in.
You got a
Hello, James. Hello, James. How are you, James?
Oh, this is great timing. I think this has to do with the device that I was just talking about with Michael, one of your assistants over here today. Can you kind of explain? What all this is right here?
Okay, James. Actually, this is the screenshot of the CBCT, or the cone beam computed tomography. That's nowadays that's the trend in dentistry, especially in diagnosis. Actually, here in this photo, you can determine where the vital structure is located, where the tooth approximately hit, the approximation of the nerves, the proximity or the lesion, the caries, and everything. So this image will give you a complete and detailed diagnosis in terms, or for a better or for a very good treatment plan for your patient. It helps a lot, James. Actually, just like you're driving a car, it's just like a navigation. You will never go wrong. A bit mistake, of course, during the procedure, that's a really different. That's what you call intraoperative operation. So this computed tomography will help for the clinician and also to the patient, of course.
Well, what I found was really interesting is when you showed me after you did mine, and you were actually doing like cross-section slices there, so that you could get into detail. You could see where the actual tooth bone and everything, the amount that I had left, how close it was to the nerves and everything, because you said that was...
Actually, James, the good thing in a cone beam computed tomography, this is a 3D imaging, 3D dimensional, meaning previously 2-dimensional is available, but the only thing that you can see is what you see is what you get. But here in the 3D or the cone beam computed tomography, like what I said earlier, you will know the procedure, for example, the time you need to spend, because of course you can assess everything with regards to treatment plan that indicated for that condition or for the patient.
Now, you work as a team with your wife, and you have a lot of other people here that are working with you in the background, other dentists, you have other assistants that you have here. Now, can you define a little bit of the difference between the specialties? Because I know your wife really, her big specialty is root canals, and she does other things. And also, what it kind of looks like here, this is one-stop shopping for all your dental needs. Can you kind of talk a little bit about what your wife does and what you do? What do you guys offer?
Actually, a lot of dental services here in Villalobos Dental Center. What we want is to give a complete or quality healthcare, or the high standard of treatment plan with regards to oral health. So that's our main goal. So having this kind of group of people or team, that's what you call Villalobos Dental Team. We are we humbly offer our services, of course, to give the best treatment option, so that our patients will benefit on that.
And my experience here is the treatment was extremely good, and it was without pain, and that is one of the things that
Great to hear.
people, when they come, I think that's why they fear going to dentists the most.
Yeah, yeah.
Is they worry about am I gonna feel pain when I go there? And you guys do a great job inside here doing all the pre-anesthetic, doing the main anesthetic that you do to prevent, especially those like me who have a very small tolerance, a very low tolerance for pain. And
Yeah, actually, exactly, James. You hit the best, most interesting part of visiting a dentist, no? So nowadays it's a really different, no? Because we have like a topical anesthesia, like what you said. Dr. Alice, my wife, she specialized in endodontics in East Avenue Medical Center before pandemic, and luckily she finished her postgraduate course in Endodontic Society of the Philippines. That's why our good friend Gerard, I saw during his first or second visit, is really afraid to perform the root canal, but
I was afraid too.
So now the approach of treating patient nowadays is really different, even compared before, because we have a lot of things that you can consider. So if the patient wants to put in the local anesthesia, so of course, expect a little bit discomfort. But if the patient wants to, they don't want to feel anything. Here in the office, we have a setup of IV sedation. My good friend, Dr. Ian Atienza, he's the chairman of Department of Anesthesia in Lipamedics Medical Center, and a lot of.
And you practice there also? You do dental surgery?
Yeah. Actually, I'm practicing surgery, of course. That's my mainstream in practicing dentistry. I would say that's my mantra, James.
Yeah. Now, I got to say something.
Yeah.
Before we close out today, I know you're a busy guy, and I don't want to.
No.
I don't want to take up too much of your time. But what I notice is most people who have phones, on their phone, they take pictures of all their family. They take pictures of their children, and they take pictures of their kids. You have pictures of teeth on your
everything. Every day, I think, James, here in my phone, every day, like, I think 50 to 100 shots in my phone. No?
Can you talk about the materials that can be made for a crown? Because my original crowns that I got when I was previous military, it was porcelain. They did porcelain.
Yeah.
And I think porcelain at one time, a long time ago, maybe it was the standard, but it's like really on the lower end.
Yeah. Actually, James, for the crowns, we have a lot of kinds, or we have a lot of types. The most common is the PFM. That's the porcelain fused to metal. Meaning there's a casted metal inside of the crown. Then after that, there's a buildup of porcelain. So if you observe the crown, the kind of crown is a little bit, in terms of weight. But nowadays, one of the best material that I can zirconium, no? Zirconium crown. Actually, in terms of strength, stability, zirconium is really good. And of course, in aesthetics, with regards to shade or the color, zirconium is just like almost the same with the natural teeth. What did you say with your crown?
It's great. It's great. It feels natural, and it fits perfect. That's the whole thing. And now that you told me that the zirconium is like one of the number ones as far as all the quality characters, I'm so glad that you recommended that.
Yeah, of course, I will give you the best treatment. You deserve, James.
Thank you very much. I think all my dental care is going to be done right here with you.
Thank you so much for the trust, James. Thank you so much. My pleasure. See you around, James. Thank you so much for the trust and for the opportunity.
I understand we have some really fine guests over here inside your wife's office over here, yeah?
Okay, so
we won't be bothered there?
knock.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Come in.
Oh.
Yeah, the little boy. Please meet Miguel and my wife, Dr. Alice.
Oh, hello, sir. Say hi.
What's your name?
What's your name?
Yeah? Are you playing a game on there? Are you going to be a dentist one day yourself? Yeah? Maybe?
I don't want to be there.
Why? Oh, by the way, James, meet the mom of Miguel, Mariel. Yeah. She's a graduating student in a national university.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well, good luck with that. Good luck with that. And I wish you success. And he's adorable. He's guapo adorable. All right, well, here we are back at Villa Feliz. As you can see, I'm back in dress down mode and relaxing for the rest of the evening. I apologize if today's episode was a little bit long, but I wanted to be able to capture as much as I could because there's a lot of people that don't realize that there are dental clinics around this area that actually offer some of the services that they do down at Villalobos Dental Center. And now I'm sure there's some other dental clinics around that do the same thing, and if you know about those, reach out to me, and what we'll do is we'll kind of broadcast all the really great places that you can get dental work. That's what this channel is all about. Big thanks to Mark Villalobos, Dr. Mark Villalobos, and his wife, Alicia. Thank you for allowing us to come in and share all the details about your wonderful business down there. And thanks for the interview that we had today and the people inside the dental clinic, for everybody kind of participating, having somebody kind of roaming around. It probably seems strange, especially maybe to the people that were inside the waiting room, and maybe even some of the people that were actually getting their teeth done. Who is this guy walking around taking all these videos inside here? So hopefully we didn't make anybody nervous inside there. Now, before we close, I know there's going to be a question that comes up in the comment section, and how affordable is dental care in the Philippines? Well, it's just extremely affordable. I will tell you the cost of this procedure that I had right here is probably about a third, either 25% to a third of what it would have cost me to have the same procedure done in the United States. Now, how do I know that? Because I've had it done 3 other times. This is my 4th crown that I have in this mouth of mine. So it's extremely affordable. A lot of people also ask about health insurance. They ask about dental insurance. Should I keep my insurance back in the U.S.? For those of us who are like me that originated from the U.S. or whatever home country that you come from. And that's all a matter of whether you plan on traveling back and forth between your home country, or whether you plan on staying over here all the time. Now, for us, once we are here permanently full-time, there's really no need to have dental insurance and really no upgraded health insurance in the U.S., especially when it comes to things like Medicare, because the Medicare Part B is actually kind of expensive for a place that you're not even going to be able to use it, because you can't use Medicare Part B over here in the Philippines. But that was something that we covered on the previous discussion. It had to do with healthcare and medical inside the Philippines. Now, I will also include some information about Villalobos Dental Center inside the description block in today's episode, in case you're interested in reaching out and maybe you need some dental work yourself. Okay, well, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, please give me a thumbs up. Please share, and if you have not subscribed, just click on that little MyPI Dream heart in the bottom right-hand side of your screen. You'll be subscribed, and if you ring that bell, you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video. So until such time from right here in the beautiful, beautiful Philippines, you have a wonderful and blessed day. If you enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more just like these, just click on one of the helpful links over to your right, and you might be able to pick up on some good information on DIY projects, how to, or if you are interested in moving to the Philippines and building, you'll find answers there as well.